This is it. They're looking very cash strapped right now. They're in big needs here. Scented has to pause down. Again, these are valuable seconds, guys. They are losing on rotating to the front side of zone where, you know, traditionally you see Scented, Commandment, and Edgy leading the rotates, not trailing behind here, trying to figure it out. Here comes the launch pad nice and early, trying to get to that front side. This is where we normally see them, and they're a lot higher than the usual as well, but hey, this is the safer layer for the time being. They all touch down on one another. How can they begin to fight back here, find some elims, and continue to lead their way, push their way through this rotate right now? Because that is what's most important, is staying alive, staying in front. On the backside though, you saw Jack goes down to Larson. He's gonna get knocked there, and all of a sudden now competition starting to fall here. This is an opportunity for Scented, Commandment, and Edgy.
Yep, Scented just trying to do what he can with this low amount of wood just to tunnel his team in up ahead, as now Edgy's leading over the top. He has the hard materials. He's going to keep them in the game right now, but they're in an uncomfortable position for themselves. A cheap tarp in the middle of the storm with tons of teams on their lair. This is not their comfort zone. This is not where they thrive the best. They thrive the best down on that low ground positioning, popping off, applying any pressure we can, and look who's taken that slot, Pledge and Tail. But unfortunately, they've actually lost Tabs G in this match so far. So again, this is another opportunity for Scented, Commandment, and Edgy to pop off, as long as Pledge and Tail don't pop off themselves in this game. As you see extra materials up there, that's going to be hard mats. I think it's just Siphon, and yes, the big elimination comes through for Pledge as well, and that's actually onto Bizzle at the back of the storm. Some hard materials now. They're going to try and get ahead and claim this low ground.
Plenty of material now as Pledge starts to take over here and lead his way through this end game here. Acorn still up. Scented, Edgy, and Commandment found their way to low ground, and the fight's breaking out. Pledge and company trying to escape the grips of Scented, Edgy, and Commandment there. They do manage to get away. They jump up to another layer. Acorn, Slacks, and Jack are now officially out here, down to the hands of Skittles. Skittles is still alive there as well. Back with Scented though, Commandment and Edgy. They have control of this low ground. Compact SMG is going to be so good down here to break through these builds, apply extra pressure, especially if he can keep it completely loaded. And this is where the points are starting to really rack up right now. They're earning everything that they need. Look at the thing shred. That Compact is so good. The pump's even better. Huge shot. Down goes Pledge. That's a big elimination. They have to catch Teo though. They have to catch Tabs G, who are still alive. They're still earning here.
Yep, Tails getting the points in, and Scented, Commandment, and Edgy has to find him, has to pick him up in order to keep themselves flying up the leaderboards. Right now, 5 eliminations to their name. That's 10 points total for them down on the low ground. We see Teo at the back of the storm with no shields right behind them. He could sneak up right inside their tarp to do whatever he can, but slowly on the low ground, they're claiming space. They're playing pumps out. Their spacing is impeccable, immaculate, right next to each other. If anyone drops down into their box, they have 3 shotguns hit right into their face, and the eliminations go straight into the pocket of Scented, Commandment, and Edgy as they keep ahead of the storm right now. Kaz, Hoofishy on the layer above them. They're consistently looking up, trying to drop them down straight into their box, but Hoofishy and Kaz are doing a good job claiming ahead. And yet again, up on high ground, see Chucky's team, and this is it. This is where it comes out from. Hoofishy is getting pressured from down below, but he's going to have to go back into the storm. This is going to be a battle of the layer. Who will be able to claim it between Hoofishy's team and Scented's team down on the low ground?
Now, mind you, they are inside the top 5 as well. Hoofishy, Aspect, and Cavs managed to really stretch this game out, make success of it. Down comes the edit. Dubs, Mega, Rokane. All of a sudden, they're inside the blender here, quite literally. Scented with the misplay. He throws a heal on accident. He switched to the wrong material, and all of a sudden now Commandment has to clutch this one up. He is chasing him down. 2, 3 tags. Yes, it's enough to keep him alive, but steel sharpens steel. Down goes Commandment. It's up to Nut versus Rokane. They're the last players alive. The heals are going off, and they're on the hunt for one another. Rokane has a hunch, though. Has he managed to track him correctly? No, he runs around, turns around, hits the shot too, and down go Chucky and Nut there in the final moments, and somehow Rokane managed to clutch up here for Mega and Dubs. And
ooh, that could be tough for them. Maybe the camera just didn't pan and give us a full spread to see if we could see them there. Don't see Scented up at that moment. At the same time, Jukes still in this one as well as a full trio. They've finally managed to make it past the Storm Surge as they're getting fully ramped by Miro. It seems like Daymir in reverse maybe going for high ground or just for a full play or a rotate. No, they're just trying to get ahead of the Storm right now. But Jukes, Users, and Justice, 4 eliminations to the name, 1,000 above the Storm Surge damage. Finally, we're starting to see them in top form.
Is this it? Is this their time to come back? Is this where they all of a sudden swing things back into their favor, take first place, and don't let it go? I mean, what we saw from them yesterday was just exceptional play here, especially when it came down to their end game, top 10, round after round. They didn't drop a single beat here. Let's see, though. They're making this rotate. They're doing a great job here staying in front, but you notice other teams have this same exact strategy in mind. That's why Reverse 2K, Miro, and Day were swinging around the front. That's where normally you'd see Scented, Edgy, and Commandment, but there's no Scented here right now from what we can tell. Reverse 2K is going to find Gabe there in the feed. Scope onto Thatch. Skittles is going to go down to Dictating. That's the high ground team putting pressure. Miro finds Calazo as well. So Miro, Day, and Reverse 2K are popping off right now at 5 eliminations. Mega Dubs and Rokane still alive here. They end up giving up the high ground to Wrigley and Dictating, and now they're on the low ground here, so they might be clashing up here against Duke's Users Injustice.
It might be all three teams that we're spectating currently on that low ground position. You got to think Scented, Commandment, Edgy probably around that same layer too. Jukes has changed that layer, got themselves up a little bit higher. They're still as a full trio up at the top here, still with capabilities of applying that pressure too. But Miro now 5 eliminations on today, 2 eliminations onto Miro, and going for more, but he's going to be traded up instead. So it's going to be up to Day to see if he can apply that pressure, hit those shots back in return, and they might even be able to get the res off. They're not going to go for it at all. Reverse is going to start leading Day in, tunneling him, setting himself up into positions to get as many shots as he can. But no, there's a player in the back. The Mongrel Classic comes out. He manages to dip outside of the box, but only 62 HP remaining, but a lucky zone pull will pull back to him and give him time to breathe.
And just a great read right there to go ahead and turn around and actually just had a chunky shotgun shot right there to go and keep him safe in the game here. And that's Kanata, Saf, and Stretch, who are just down below. Reverse 2K has to make a decision here. Stay on the level, burn these materials, or go down and face a full-on trio. I mean, decision's pretty simple here. Stay on the level, don't give it up, but they're going to be moving into Rokane, Dubs, and Mega soon, who are just in front here. So either way, a clash is going to happen. There's a silhouette. You can see behind the wall. Here they are. But Mega looking on the wrong layer here, almost drops his guard there and nearly gets taken out, but no, they end up giving up this grounds here, and they're still alive at the moment. Reverse 2K finds a full trio. Sprite, Tahi go down there in the feed. Reverse does find what he was looking for. Mega finds the refresher here. We're officially inside the top 8. As Justice finds Reverse 2K. Huge elim for him. Day's by himself now. That same layer. No, big shot there. Down goes Blake. Great points for him here. 6 already for his own individual elims.
6 for himself. He's sneaking, he's slinking around the back of the storm, he's tagging a little bit of shot. He managed to have that chug cannon at the back there, keeping him in it, but with such low HP, he's gonna have to try and do anything. One single shot from any AR, from basically any shotgun will take him out, but he has the materials, so he's gonna cover his top, he's gonna cover his bottom, but he is on that second height, and that pressure is gonna start to come out from the top. A player's onto his wall, but no, he manages to block it off. He goes out, he goes for the shot. No, he manages to yet again disengage, get back out, but again he's playing so careful, so fast. The player goes through from the other side of the wall, but no, he's out, and it's P-God who picks Day up.
Oh, that was filthy right there. He was almost quick enough to do it. You saw the technique, the high-level play coming in, but P-God still so nimble. He's going to jump down a couple more layers. He's alive here. He's in a game, but the story is for Dukes, Users Injustice, who finally managed to make an end game here on day number 2. Dukes comes down. Huge shot, but it's a miss. It's not enough. User with a huge follow-up. Can he get this last one? This is important. It could be everything, but it's not the finish he was looking for. Saf does not manage to be enough here, but Agers on high ground with DJ and Skittles pull out a victory royale in the final moments.
In a classic high ground play style from DJN, those final games 6, 1, 2, 3, and 4 are out, which leaves Aspect's team still in it. And it was Kaz who actually picked up the 1v2 onto Azer's team, so huge plays from them. Stretch still in this as well, our number 6 team. Not playing their usual high ground play style, but they're close. And if I would bet any money on it right now, Stretch is gonna look up. He's gonna see Bizzle up on high ground. He's gonna start spraying, and they are gonna look to claim the victory royale in this game. They are not a team who is content with being second height, with being mid ground layer. They're a team who wants to play height, and they want to pick up the victory royale.
This is the opportunity right now, opportunity of a lifetime here in the tournament. As no, the launch pad gets broken out there. Stretch is the only one who manages to take it. Kanata barely saves himself there, almost taking fall damage and getting taken out of the round. Here it is. Gabe is going to go on and fall all the way to low. Jack's still up. Other names still in this game as well. I am seeing, of course, Avery here. Who Fishy and company still up too. And there, Kanata does manage to get down to his trio. Here's Stretch trying to branch his way on up. This is reminiscent of the final game of last season as we saw it all come down here. But don't worry, we get to continue this arc here today because we still have another round in front of us. Depending on how this plays out, though, Reiss, Stretch could jump up to top 3 here.
He could indeed, and this is such good awareness to make himself all the way up this hill. But no, Kanata is picked up at the back, so Stretch and Saf as well also picked up to Jack, who is just behind them on the leaderboard. So Stretch is now alive as a solo. He has to make sure he gets up this hill as fast as he can, as he's got Bizzle right on his back. But no, he's a great solo player. He understands exactly what he needs to do. He's got himself in that good position and hopefully clutches himself up big placement points too. But Bugha finally putting on a show with Nosh and Avery today, but no materials. They can't get out. They can't even build up with that single brick build that he tried to drop to Avery, so they dropped down to the back of the zone to avoid any of those eliminations giving them to anyone else.
All of a sudden, Frisk ends up on the high ground here. He's putting extra pressure down into the lobby. They're looking to take home this Victory Royale here. Stretch still alive, the most relevant player in this endgame right now in a top 4 situation. Now, don't forget, Stretches have phenomenal solo performances in the past. One of the few players to actually take crowns home as a solo player, showing us what he's got. But there's a full trio up top. He's just got to survive at least one more team for some more placement points. I think he's done it. I think he actually clutched out this top 3. He's playing the Storm here, nice and slow. Can he steal away any of these elims right now? Wait, this is winnable. All of a sudden, this is very winnable. Stretch on high ground. It's a 1v2 situation. He's out of match though, Reiss. He hits Frisk. That's one shot, but no. Then it comes through. Frisk clutches up. Oh my gosh. And they have a big decision to make right now. Do they crank for high ground and just go for it? Put it all on the table, expend the material. Or do they be nice and safe? Play it slow. Stay on the low ground. This is a very tough decision for them right now.
We're going to see. I don't think they're going to overcommit to high ground. They don't know who's in the lobby. They don't know if Saf's team is still here looking to take it, looking to claim it at this moment. So they're going to be opportunistic about it. These guys have been smart. They've been calculated in every single end game they go to. No risks at all. For Scented Commandment Edge, they've hit their first pad. Hopefully they have another, because that is not going to take them far enough.
I think they do. I mean, they found all that extra loot earlier. Dukes, Justice users just inching their way on out. They're just looking right now, trying to find the perfect time so they could pop this launch pad here. And there it is. They have all the information that they need. They've managed to scout it all out. They know it's okay. The air is safe to fly in. No one is situated just yet. Stretch on the other side popping off here. Finds himself an elimination there. They are no longer below the surge. They're just battling it here in this moment. For Scented Commandment and Edgy, they're full on tarping, full base tarping all the way through to the new zone. And remind you, they did have that refresher as well. Since it gets cut off, though, he's got to be careful here. And it's Dukes and company on the other side of the wall here, putting that extra pressure into another team now on the low ground. They're piece controlling all the builds here. They are setting themselves up to be our FNCS champions. They've officially broken to top 17 now. This is it.
This is it. Top 15. The spacing impeccable. Both players, all three staying so close to each other. If another team opens up the wall, if they find opponents, if they find enemies near them, they will all triple pump at the same time. This is their classic playstyle when they're playing this low to mid as well, and they're 270 above the Storm Surge damage, trying to move on in, getting into the back of the tarps. All three of them taking shots on the same opponents, but no eliminations are come through. They're going to keep going, try to get round onto the side. Inside the box, they've got the cone replace, and that's a knockdown onto Fatch as well. They're going to keep applying that. The finish comes through as well. The elimination points will come through. The refreshes in the inventory. 82 builds still onto Jukes. They are looking so strong coming into the end game.
These huge eliminations, guys. This party might just be over soon. Get ready to get your jackets and go on home, because right now, Dukes, Justice, and users are putting themselves in a position to take this entire thing home here. And look it, you can tell they're feeling very confident. They're starting to fight every team on their layer, and they have the mats to do it. They have everything that they can actually ask for to be victorious in this last game. Now putting that focus up to second height, though. Divine and Slim are up there. Stretch is going to go up from the side. If he does manage to do it, it could open up the opportunity for Justice and crew to go for it. Justice is going to go for it. They want to end this on a Victory Royale. They want to take home this whole thing with a big W, and Dukes is showing us what he's got. And now the team in first place has high ground in the final moments here of the last game. FNCS Day 2, Reiss. We might just be watching greatness unfold here.
We 100% are. This is the day one users, Justice and Jukes, that we saw yesterday. The performance that we had out of them, they've just waited until the final game to pull it all out. 4 eliminations to their name. High ground secured right now by them all, and absolutely pivotal for Justice. Also picking up more eliminations onto Stretch, down below on the low ground too. They just have the commanding position, and now it's all about securing it. They have the materials and are pressuring all of the teams down below.
This is it. Scented still up. Scented goes down. Edgy goes down. And now you are officially watching Justice, Dukes, and users cruise their way on home and take home the Axis of Champions here. It's all going to start unfolding. Commandment goes down to the hands of the high ground team. That's right. They'll be your new FNCS champions, and they could take this home on a W. Put the shots down. Take home the win. All that hard work that they put in this weekend can finally pay off. And yes, Justice, you deserve to dance on height, because this is your game. Game number 12, the last game. Reiss, here it is. The final moments now. The shots are coming through. There's only 2 teams between them and finally solidifying that big W they fought so hard for. Here it is. The last player, the low ground. Bring it on home, boys. And as a trio, they do it. There it is. GG's.
Not only will the victory royale
is that they've constantly managed to turn things around when everything was thrown at them. There they are, and not only have they got that points tally, not only have they got the Axis Champions, they won $135,000 between the 3 of them to share as well, which is absolutely magical. I shared earlier on a kind of a post saying that,